Let me move the camera down just a little bit. There you go.
Welcome. Welcome to our live stream.
First one in a year.
Yeah, I think the last one was after China trip, so it's been almost a year. But today we want to talk about another amazing trip that we had recently, which is Italy. We want to break down 10 things that you should not do in Italy. And then while we do that, we want to share some of our interesting stories, funny experiences that we had in Italy. And at the same time, if you have any questions for us,
drop them.
Drop them
in the live chat. We are waiting a few minutes for people to join us. We have 13 people watching now. Welcome. Let us know where you guys watching from. We would love to know.
We honestly wanted to try a different time because we don't know when to go live really, because we tried like in the evening times to try to target like different audience. So today with this time, it's actually 8 in the morning. We are in Bangkok.
We never go live in the morning.
Yeah.
We usually don't wake up this early because I think we're a bit jet lagged still. I've been waking up at 5 a.m. and going to bed at 9 at 10. But yeah, I'm enjoying this schedule actually.
I feel fresh actually waking up so early. But we're trying to see if we can target a bit of the North American audience. I'm not sure about. Yeah, we're not sure. We're just trying to figure out which is a better time to go live, basically. So let us know where you're watching and it will really help us kind of figure out if we're hitting the right audience.
Hello from Alberta. How's the weather?
Should be nice now, right? End of May.
May? You can still get snow in May. Like
True.
May long weekend. Is it past already? Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Chipper chilling abroad. How did you travel between cities in Italy? Okay, these are good.
We will cover that. We have a few things that we will talk about. We actually came up with 10 don'ts.
Yeah. 10 don'ts in Italy, but they're less of like rules, but they're more of 10 things that like don't trap your mindset into in order to really
enjoy Italy.
Yeah, so I think those ones were fun to come up with because we were like, that's definitely one that helped us enjoy Italy more. Okay.
Oh, people are coming now.
Yay!
Welcome everyone.
I guess this is definitely like we see Arkansas, USA, Tampa, Florida.
And is
Washington,
anyone planning to go to Italy or Europe soon?
Oh, today is
Is it a long weekend somewhere?
Holiday tomorrow.
That's good. So you can stay up until late and watch us. Anyway.
Oh wow. Okay, this one's funny though. Sid Bloom. I got 6 speeding tickets driving in Italy in 2 weeks. You were really scared to get a speeding ticket, so that's something that we definitely was very careful about. But there are other problems, limitations that came with driving in Italy that we'll share once we get to the don'ts.
Wow, 52 people now.
Welcome everyone. Okay. We will get back to some of these questions because a lot of them are things that we plan to talk about.
So keep them coming. Keep them coming. We'll go through the questions later. Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So
the first don't do in Italy for us was don't just go to the big cities. And yes, we did go to Rome, we did go to Florence and Venice, but for us, some of the most memorable parts of our trip in Italy were in Tuscany. And I just feel like it was such a different experience, and it's different when you go to the little old medieval towns in Tuscany for a couple hours and then you do a lot of cities in one day. I think it makes a big difference when you actually stay in one of the medieval towns
Yeah.
overnight and you wake up and you get to enjoy the towns without all the tourists.
Yeah, I think if you can, for sure, you need to hit the big cities. You're going to Italy, you want to see the Colosseum, you want to see the all the other famous attractions.
Yeah, and the galleries and all
Yeah.
that. We have to say we're not big into art galleries, so you would have noticed that we didn't really go into a lot of the big museums and galleries. Yeah, so we spent a lot of time we enjoy walking and seeing the architecture on the street and enjoying just sitting somewhere to enjoy the views, see how people interact, how people live
Yeah.
in Italy. Yeah.
So yeah, spend a few days in the big city and then try to dedicate more time to go outside small villages.
Yeah, I think even outside of the big cities, not far, like you can have some choices. So, yeah, I think you can plan it because like taking
You-
the train is so convenient.
Yeah.
So, for example, when we were in Bologna, which is a very cool city too, it just is full of a lot of different foods and culture there.
It's a food capital.
Yeah, but you can take a train like 30 minutes out of the city and you're already in, the balsamic vinegar capital of Italy, the Parma cheese, Parma
Yeah.
ham, and like cheese factories outside of the city. So I think, yeah, utilize the trains and really get out there to see a place. And majority of the time you will notice that they're so well connected that the train stop is just right in the city. So you don't even have to like rent a car to drive. Yeah.
And you will also save a lot of money too by minimizing your stay in big cities. Because the
True.
prices are significantly different. Like in Rome, we stay at the hotel, not hotel, the Airbnb. It was
Rome was a
200.
hotel.
It was a hotel.
Yeah, but it's like a service apartment, but it's still a hotel. Yeah, it was like
There was really no
200.
service there.
No, it's just they give you like a kitchen, but it's a nice place.
$200 a night.
We enjoyed when we saw the photos of the balcony overlooking the big cathedral. We thought it would be perfect for us, and I did enjoy it, but couldn't enjoy it for that many days considering how expensive it was. So like once we got into Tuscany, then we were spending like
price.
less
Less than
than
$100.
$100 US per day.
Yeah. And that leads to the next don't, which is don't only stay in hotels. Hotels are, based on our experience, are a lot more expensive compared to Airbnb. And a lot of the hotels location usually are in the touristy areas. Like it's fun to be in the center of everything, but also
Yeah.
it can be quite chaotic. So
But-
stay outside of the city, find a nice Airbnb.
But you also get that connection with
The host.
the host. I can ask them any questions I have. I can ask them like, what are your tips for like driving in Italy? Where do you recommend us going? What are some of the great restaurants so near your place? Like, there was just it was nice to have a local person to be able to give us recommendations and just to know that we can ask them for help if we need it.
Yeah, like a lot of time we connected with them on WhatsApp and we
Yeah.
asked them questions about where to go, where to park. Is this sign okay to
Yeah.
park? Like it's real. It gives you that extra connection when you're stuck.
When you're foreign to a place. It was it's interesting because most of the places that we stayed in, the host asked us to add them on WhatsApp. Another reason is because you also need to send like your passport information to them because they need to register. So that was one of the reasons why they would do it off the platform, I guess. But it was really helpful
Yeah.
to have someone
And majority of the time, when you stay at the Airbnb in Italy, they come with kitchen, full kitchen, either full
Yeah.
kitchen or half kitchen, just enough for you to cook a meal. Um,
I really love that.
yeah, and
We
that's another don't that we want to include is that don't feel like you have to eat out every meal.
yeah.
If you rent an Airbnb with a kitchen, go to a local Italian grocery stores,
Yeah,
buy some
so
fresh
many.
pasta, get some fresh cold cuts or
Yeah,
yeah
bread,
to
pate
make
stuff.
your own amatriciana. That was one of the best meals. Is was when we cook at home. We got a nice piece of
But
steak and made
we
pasta.
we got it all wrong though, according to the Italians, because they said to us that I can't believe you ate the steak first, and you ate the pasta with the steak together. Like they were like, what is happening? They couldn't comprehend what they were watching, and it's so funny because growing up in Canada, like I'm almost like we are served one plate, like a steak and the pasta all in one plate.
Yeah, we eat them all together.
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't even think about that, but I think it's worth trying to separate it next time. Just because I think if you like slowly enjoy your pasta, have some wine, talk to each other, and then it's like, okay, ready for the steak, and then we go cook the steak, and then we eat the steak. It turns into like a more romantic dining experience than like eating everything at
But the
once.
problem with that is that you have to be a big eater. If we were to start with a pasta first, I'm gonna be like, leave the steak, we'll eat that tomorrow. I'm full.
True.
Because they
Yeah.
can eat so much. Italian can eat so much.
Yeah.
A pasta, and then what is it, the
The
second one?
appetizers
Yeah.
first. Yeah, we had trouble
We
finishing.
tried the full course, the Italian way once, and we got in a food coma that
Yeah.
night. It was a lot of food and a lot of carbs. And amazingly, Italians don't gain weight. They eat so much carbs.
I mean, we know from firsthand experience now that you walk a lot in Italy. People walk so much.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe that's why they stay fit because they just walk.
Okay, let's look at this for a second
Okay,
here.
answer a few questions.
Do Italians do the thing with their hands when they talk?
Yes, they do all the time.
Yeah, I think so. But the thing is, I feel like I use my hands all the time when I talk. So I don't feel weird seeing people do that. I think it helps to like get your feelings out and get your words out sometimes. Um,
They're so engaging when they have a conversation with you, though.
yeah.
They look at you. They have a lot of body and hand gestures, and
And even how they project their voice, I feel like it shows like passion and interest
Yeah.
and yeah, like for sure I think that was something that when they start talking to you, I feel like I'm like focused because yeah, it's just their whole
they're also intimidating at the same time. That's why you need to be focused. And maybe a week in, we started to talk like them.
well yeah,
It
you
was like,
definitely
yes, please.
yeah, you definitely
One
started doing
Americano.
that.
No, I shouldn't say Americano.
No.
People have been giving me a hard time drinking Americano in Italy.
But it's okay. We tried a normal cafe, and we do have cafe sometimes when
Yeah.
we need that boost. But it's totally okay to drink what you like to drink. And I think that's one of our don'ts as well is don't be so intimidated by like unsaid rules.
They have a feel.
When people really told me about this cappuccino rule, and then yes, you may get a look, but you're also a tourist, and I feel like you should just have whatever you want whenever you want.
Yeah.
It's nice to it's nice to try other things too, because I think when sometimes I'm like, I want a cappuccino, but it's not the right time for it. It's like in the afternoon, but it made me try their ginger coffee. So it's almost like a ginger, like a sweet ginger coffee, and it's like a replacement of like an espresso shot because it still gives you like a boost, but it's like not exactly like strong caffeine. So that was a nice thing that I started drinking in the afternoons.
Yeah, look at this. Jen, I am in Thailand and I confirm that I talk with my hands.
Yeah. But it's interesting. She said because of all the different dialects they use, their hands help them when their dialects are different. I definitely feel like using your hands and communicating like fully with your body helps people understand you better.
I think you personally use a lot of hands too.
Yeah.
Even before we went to Italy, you use a lot of hands.
Yeah, when I get not sure.
You go like,
yeah.
try to make it.
That's why sometimes I'm like holding my hands like, yeah, someone said here, yeah, drink what you like. 100% agree. And we even had some baristas telling us that just yeah, order what you like. It's fine. Like no one's judging you, and you know, have your sugar with your coffee, drink your cappuccino when you want to. But there are some places where you just know, like maybe I shouldn't order a cappuccino when I'm eating a plate of pasta. Like small things like that. Lack of iced coffee in Italy.
Iced coffee.
That is true. We didn't have any iced coffees. But maybe that's a problem of we didn't know how to order it.
Or maybe
Because we drink iced coffee. Well, not today, but we usually drink a lot of iced coffee.
Well, Thailand is really hot. That's why we drink a lot
Oh,
of
but
iced
I
coffee.
was actually really cold when we were there. Because we were there in mid-March until beginning of April. So we were there for 3 weeks. But in our travel documentary, we wrote 2 weeks in Italy because you can really fit everything into 2 weeks. But we just took our time and we spent 3 weeks there.
Maybe Italians don't like to dilute the coffee. It's like ruining the coffee with ice.
Maybe. But I also feel like we didn't really see people drink
No.
anything with
Mostly,
ice.
mostly the shot, espresso. They don't call it espresso. They call it
Cafe.
cafe. Yeah.
But even if they give you like a lemon soda or something, it's chilled, but they don't give you ice. So maybe it's
It's a thing.
not a thing, but that's a good thing that, yeah, you mentioned it because we definitely realize now we didn't have an iced coffee.
Okay. So the next don't is don't be afraid to rent a car because it will really enhance your experience in Italy.
Yeah.
As we mentioned before, the first don't is don't just stay in big cities. By renting a car, it gives you this freedom to travel outside of the big city, going to small villages, small towns, and you can stop wherever you want to stop along the
Yeah.
way. We did that so much.
Yeah.
Our road trip in Tuscany, I think we made 10 stops because we keep driving and we said, oh my God, that looks so beautiful, and we stopped. Took us, it should have been like an hour or 2 hours trip, turned into 6 hours because we kept stopping.
There are even some places where it's just in front of someone's house, but it looks so beautiful, the view that maybe even, what is it, like their driveway is full of those cypress trees,
Yeah.
and then it just makes you want to stop and look, and I think it's a common thing for people to stop and take photos and stuff, so it's not like you're intruding on their private property, because those beautiful properties might have a sign or a chain or something, so you just don't go past what is like private. But if you stop there, you want to admire their driveway, their view.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's totally okay.
And driving was pretty easy, similar to Canada and the States. We drive on the right side. People generally drive pretty
fast though.
fast, but they're not as aggressive.
They're pretty aggressive.
It depends on the region, I
They're
guess.
pretty aggressive in the traffic circles.
Yes.
Yeah, but the thing is, someone told us, Gregor Brown, who's like, he's the go-to person for Italy content. So we met up with him in Florence totally by accident, and if you watch Italy videos, you probably watched him before. So he was telling us that, oh, when you get to a traffic circle, you just gotta go. And I think that's it, because they're pretty aggressive, and you are pretty good at it.
I got really good at it, and I actually love traffic circles. It makes so much sense. You barely have to stop at the intersection. You just go, and it keeps the traffic flowing. And also, when renting a car,
We have some tips regarding renting a car.
yeah, we check out local shops before, and they are significantly more expensive. So we went with third party.
Yeah, we booked it through trip.com, which we always use anyways, and we never had problems with it. So we just chose, for example, we would choose like a more well-reviewed company from the app. We went with Avis, but when I looked at Avis, like Google reviews, it wasn't so great.
Terrible review.
People were saying how they there's certain zones in Florence where you cannot drive into and you will get a ticket for, like limitation zones. So they're saying they had problems with it and stuff, but somehow like the price was so good and there were some good reviews that said they had no problem, so I just trusted it. And when I went there, I just made sure to ask all the questions that I wanted to ask and how we can avoid those. And I double check, triple check that they're
Make
not
sure
going
there's no
to,
hidden fees,
Yeah.
and also make sure that you will get your deposit back. A lot of the companies will ask 300 euros deposit, and they say once you return, it takes 3 to 5 business days to return. And we got them all back.
Yeah, we had no problems at all. But some places, they would say like 1,000 euros or something
Yeah, it was
like
like
that.
we're gonna
So-
hold 1,000 euros, but if you buy the insurance,
Yeah, if you have the insurance.
they will reduce the deposit. It really depends on the company, but we had no problem.
Yeah, we got all our deposit back. Just make sure to ask the right questions. They do tend to try to upsell you a car. So we have learned to like stick with,
Every time we walk to pick up our car, we was like, we're not gonna be upsold.
Yeah, no
We're not
more
gonna-
upgrades. Stick
no
with it.
upgrade. We stay with what we wanted. Because they will make it sound really good, but then it's just extra cost that you don't need.
Yeah, like we booked like the cheapest one, but they would be like, oh, how about this car? I have this car right now. And in your mind, you'll be like, yeah, that sounds good. But then it's a different class, and then they charge you an extra 15, 20 euros on top. So just make sure to ask questions. I think we were shy in the beginning to be like, okay, that sounds great. But now we learn, no, we just want to keep that car because we're not planning to go far, or we don't really need that power, or something like that. And depending on how long you're renting, don't agree to like the fuel policy.
Yeah, a lot of them do that. Like, you don't have to fill it up when you return, and we'll charge you this much.
Yeah, so we just started
But
to,
it's actually double or 3 times
Yeah.
the price of you filling the gas.
because cars now are actually quite fuel efficient. So when you get a new car, we used it for like 5 days and we still had half a tank of gas left.
Yeah.
So like for us now, we know like, no, we can just fill it up ourselves. Yeah.
And of course, you need international driver's license. They usually ask for both your local license and international one. So be prepared before you go to Italy. But in general, it's quite simple. And we had a lot of fun driving.
Yeah, I think it was really fun. And we got our Fiat 600, which was actually one of our favorite cars of the whole Europe trip.
We drove a Mercedes.
Yeah.
We got an Audi.
Yeah.
We got
A Ford Puma.
yeah, but the Fiat beats them all.
In comfort, in like intuitiveness with like the high beam turning on off so quick when
Yeah.
when we were in like a really dark forested area. Like everything, you were just so impressed with the Fiat 600 that you looked up how much it would cost in Thailand.
Yeah, I
and-
was amazed. I wanted one. We actually wanted the smaller one, the Fiat 500.
Yeah,
we
but
got
everyone
upgraded.
wants the Fiat 500 on their Italy trip, so
Yeah.
we couldn't get it. Oh, these are so nice. So here it says, Paul and Af said, I recommend going to Sicily, is it Napoli or Napoli on your next trip?
Is that south?
Sicily is south. Yeah, we would love to do that. We would love to go at a kind of a warmer time to be able to enjoy the lakes and the beaches and stuff.
Yeah, because This time when we went, we didn't get the chance to rent the red Vespa that we wanted to.
Yeah.
Vespa actually costs more than renting a car. Yeah.
This one, Sid Bloom. I stayed in an old farmhouse in an olive orchard with owners.
Yeah.
Special moment for you. Yeah.
We did that in Larciano. If you
We
don't
are
pronounce
saying it
Larciano,
wrong.
I'll probably say it wrong. Yeah. Yeah.
Lachariano?
Anyway, it's like
Yeah.
an hour or two from Rome, and we actually stay in this traditional medieval looking homestay in the middle of olive garden, and we even tried fresh olives, and they're delicious. It's so good. It's so good. If you see fresh olives,
Make sure to
try
it.
them.
Once in a lifetime
Yeah,
experience.
bring them home, bring them back to your friends and family. They're delicious.
What part of Italy are you in now?
We are
we are
in the
in-
city of Bangkok, just in the middle of Italy.
Yeah, we're back in
We're back in
Thailand
Thailand.
now. Oh, grocery stores. So yeah, we talked about going cooking more, and I don't know if you're like me, but I love going to grocery stores when we go to a new country, and that's when I saw like all this fresh pasta, all this fresh like cheese, and the cheese selection is insane, and
The ham.
like gourmet hams and gourmet pasta sauces that you can buy like in a little container for like €1 or €2. And that's when I said to you, I was like, we should cook. We should definitely cook. Like everything looks so good and so easy to put together. So rent an Airbnb so you can cook, and you'll enjoy the grocery
Yeah.
shopping and buying things. We actually never stayed in a hostel.
No.
No, we tried to book one actually in Florence that was a little bit outside, but surprisingly, it was hard. Well, it's not surprisingly because this is the Jubilee year, so I think it was hard to find accommodation, and hostels were mostly booked out, so we didn't have that much choice when we were in Rome and Florence.
Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
This one is what do you say? People warned us about this before we went to Italy. People keep saying, be careful of pickpockets. So we wrote here and said, don't be afraid of pickpockets. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't be careful. Luckily, we didn't have any
Yeah.
bad experience while traveling in Italy.
But we're careful. Like for example, before we even went there, like I decided to get like a side bag that was closer to me. The strap is a bit thicker. It doesn't look like something that you could just like pull off me,
Yeah.
and just the way that and also it's brandless. A lot of people ask me where I got my bag. It looks nice for travel, and I was like, I honestly got it at this little mall in
$10.
Bangkok. I wanted it to be brandless because I don't want anything to stand out, and it was perfect. Like it was just something that I felt safe to carry,
Yeah.
and I wasn't worried. And jewelry wise, like I only have like my ring, and then nobody cares about my G-Shock.
And a lot of time when we go to a crowded place, we
We just
switch our bag
bags
to the
to the
front and
front.
just hold it and make sure the zip is like at the bottom, or at the top, so it's harder for them to reach up. And a lot
oh,
of
you
the
put it at the bottom though, because if they were to get it, they had to like
no,
unzip
they
the
they,
whole
they,
thing.
ju- they don't have to unzip the whole thing.
Oh.
Just enough for them to put their hand in it. But if it's at the top, they have to reach up. Because usually you see it on TikToks and Instagram is that they tend to have a jacket in front of them to cover their hands, and they work in teams.
Yeah.
Some like 3 or 5 of them surrounded you in a crowded train station
We
or tourist attractions.
we just look out for each other. Sometimes we just stand staggered so we can keep an eye on each other. I just think if you are aware that they work in teams, they might have a jacket. They really target like train stations and metro stations. Like if you have that awareness, I think, yeah, you don't have to be so worried about it, because as long as you're not trying to make yourself look like a target, I felt pretty safe.
And with your phones and wallet, if you can wear
a bag to put it in is better.
or pants that I usually wear my combat pants that has lots of pockets and it has zipper. Or
so they're very confused which pocket has things, because there's
my
like
pants
20
has like 6 pockets and they don't know where to go to get my stuff. But yeah, it has like zipper and I always feel safe wearing them.
I actually didn't feel, I think parts of Rome had that feeling, but when you're really out exploring, I feel that you don't even have that many people around you. It's only like those main places like the Trevi Fountain, around the Colosseum, where you feel the groups of people, or maybe the train station. But when you're just walking around the city, like no one's trying to like walk right up to you like this. So in general, I felt safe. And Florence especially, I didn't feel that at all. In Tuscany, it's just, I don't even see people most of the time. It's it's just us.
I think it depends on your luck too. We were just lucky.
If they are targeting you, I mean, if you have like young kids and you're trying to help them and distracted, then I think maybe it's easier for them to like pick you as a target.
Yeah, we just saw a friend who posted on Facebook a couple weeks ago, but they went to Paris, got pickpocketed and got their phone stolen without them noticing. It probably happened in seconds.
I would say there were times when like someone offered to take photos for us. That's where I was like, he looks like a nice guy. But I was like, no, we shouldn't do that. So then those were things where, yeah, like we weren't afraid of being pickpocketed, but there's also things where we feel like it's not as safe as what we usually would do. So we wouldn't let someone take our phone and take a photo, or our camera, or
like if you notice in a lot of our videos, we used to put the camera on the tripod and walk past it. We rarely do that in Italy.
Only when it's like no one is around. And still we decide to walk towards the camera so we can
look at it,
see the camera.
But yeah, so far didn't have any bad experience. So just travel smart and be aware that there are some pickpockets out there, but don't let it scare
ruin,
you or ruin your plan to go to Italy.
Yeah, I think it made me feel a bit scared before we went there, because I would say 8 out of 10 people who knew we were going to Rome, could be our followers or could be our family and friends, would be like,
that's the first thing they say.
That's the first thing they say, and I feel like, oh, it just kind of ruins how you feel about a place when people keep saying that to you. But going there, I'm like, don't worry about it. You're gonna be fine.
So seeing it for yourself and hear from someone else is different. But based on our experience, we had a wonderful time in Italy. Okay. Any questions we should ask? I mean, answer?
Oh, okay. Someone did answer us here. Jen said Italians don't tend to drink anything with ice because they believe cold isn't good for your body.
Oh, like Chinese.
That's interesting, yeah.
Chinese people think that too.
Yeah, they don't drink ice. I got yelled at before because I was drinking ice water, and one of our colleagues at work, she's Chinese, and she said to me, no, don't do this to yourself. Don't drink this ice water. So I was like, okay, I'll give it to note.
Okay, next one. You don't really need to carry that much cash, because Italy is very good in terms of using your cards. A lot of places accept cards.
Yeah.
I think we exchanged, how many euros?
We exchanged 100 euros.
And we didn't even...
No, we took out 100 euros from the bank, and there's a certain bank that the fee was less. But yeah, I think we took out 200, and
we rarely use the cash.
We rarely use it. Honestly, we broke it in order to get some smaller change, because you do need it for the toilets.
Yes. Oh,
is-
that's very important.
which is like €1 sometimes, even €2 at one time. I was like, wow, that's expensive for the toilet. It used to be 50 cents, I think my mom said, but no, it's no longer 50 cents. At least 1 to 2.
That's a good point. So the
Yeah.
extra don't forget to carry coins.
Yeah. You
'Cause-
start saving them. Like we have a friend, like another, like Ying, our friend, she would start saving all the coins she gets as when she gets change, and that would be her little like toilet bag of coins, or bag of coins for the toilet.
Yeah, because a lot of places we ran into some desperate times where we can't
Yeah.
get to the toilet because
was-
we don't have coins.
There was a lady. Oh no, this is not in Italy. It was in Croatia where we only had 50 cents, and the toilet was €1, and she didn't budge on it.
No, we had €1, but we both wanted to go.
We had €1.50. So we're like, oh, we don't have €2. We can't both go. So I went.
And I held it.
But I think it's not always cash though. You can tap your card for
The toilet.
some places, but it's always good to have some cash.
Yeah.
And sometimes we do tip a little bit, so then it would be good to use that.
But having said that, with the cashless thing, we use a lot of our cards to tap for the train, for the bus. We did get our cards compromised.
Oh yeah, I got my
Yeah.
card compromised, but I don't think it's from tap.
It's from somewhere.
It's it could
Two
because,
cards. We got 2 cards compromised in Europe.
but I think
in
that's
Italy.
more of like online, like buying tickets, buying train
Yeah.
tickets, buying flight tickets. Like I think that's where it gets compromised. Because I did ask the bank before, and they said tap doesn't usually result in that compromise.
Yeah.
But we're not sure. But during our stay in Europe for almost 2 months, 2 cards got compromised. If you went back to Italy, where would you visit next? The south, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it depends on the season.
Dolomites.
Yeah, that depends on the season. If it's like hiking season, I think I would love to go to the Dolomites. I think that would be really nice. But yeah, Sicily is a big one, and yeah, I want to go eat some like pistachio filled things. That's what they're famous for.
And probably drive to small towns that we haven't heard of. Because we enjoy places like
I
that.
think my favorite place that we went to this time, like most memorable place for me is
Was that a question?
no,
Oh.
but like I'm just thinking, someone asked us this on Instagram, San Quirico de Orcha.
Yes.
I think that was
That's
the
where they
most-
filmed the first Gladiator.
Yeah, there's a couple shots from there. For me, that stay in that medieval town that is lesser known was so special. Walking around there by ourselves, exploring, and also going to that natural
Hot springs.
hot spring, and just sitting there enjoying it with all the local people. Like that one for me felt so special. Yeah, so I think that was the highlight for me. Even though I enjoyed like walking around Florence was amazing, and Rome was amazing. Venice was like, that was so beautiful too, but somehow because of there was a lot of tourists and a lot of like things happening, and I just felt that it was less memorable than like a very local experience. That's just me though, like that's my favorite.
No, same. That's just our travel preference.
And I think one of the most beautiful places that we have seen is also when we were there at the end of that. This will be our second Tuscany video. So at the end, we went to this little chapel
On the
on
hill.
the hill, and you have to walk to the chapel. You park and then you walk all the way there. And we had some wine and watched the sunset. Like that was so beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was one of the highlights of our Italy trip for sure.
I do like big cities too. my favorite ones would be Florence. I find Florence so romantic,
Yeah.
and it's not as crowded as Rome, and the food was delicious. Um, yeah, you can walk outside of town for 30 minutes and get to a beautiful viewpoint to overlook the whole city. Uh,
I think everywhere.
delicious gelato. I mean, gelato is delicious everywhere in Italy.
My favorite one was actually in Rome, though, at the Trastevere.
Yeah, yeah.
Trastevere. I don't know how to say it now.
Trastevere.
That place had the best, but Florence was pretty good too.
We had gelato pretty much every day in Italy.
We have gained weight from our Euro trip. Let's just say.
Okay, the next one is don't forget to learn a few phrases, like buongiorno.
Yeah, I think people appreciate it when you say it.
Yeah.
And
When you enter a restaurant or a cafe, when you greet them in Italian, they get very excited.
yeah, but of course they also don't expect you to continue, so they do kind of switch to English with you. But it was just nice to do it, and we didn't really learn that many phrases, but we just
Just greetings.
greetings mostly. But I think we do it for every country just to have something to say when you enter a place and have something to say when you leave a place, like grazie and stuff.
I think it's like
Grazie, ciao.
a common sense thing that when you go to a new country and learn a little bit of their language. Like I get excited to see foreigners coming to Thailand and learn how to say "Sawadee krap" or "Thank you," "Khop krap," and we Thais appreciate the effort. So I think it's the same as in Italy. If you learn a few simple phrases, just to start the
goes a long way,
conversation
yeah.
too. Yeah. Okay. You got-
Oh, there's another one where you mentioned Florence. So with Florence, I have a little bit of regret. We didn't plan ahead in the sense that this is one that we want to talk about. Don't wing it. Because I think little planning makes a big difference. Like I really did want to see inside the Duomo and maybe go up the tower, like to see everything. But I don't know. Somehow we just felt like it's okay. We can go and check it out.
Just show up early.
But it's kind of stupid now when I think back. Is like there's a lineup. Like you have to even pre-purchase tickets months ahead if you want to do that. So our friend was telling us like, oh, family's coming in a few months. Like I already bought tickets to go out up to the dome. So I think in that sense, it's like if there's something you really want to do when you're there, definitely buy tickets
Book in
first.
advance.
Yeah, or accommodation, like book in advance. Don't leave it too late.
Everything really, accommodation, museums, any attractions that you want to go see and require tickets, book them in advance.
I feel like
What's the other one? Train tickets.
Train tickets,
and
if
buses.
you buy it ahead, it's also a bit cheaper. Like what I learned is like when I bought the tickets, because like I think it was the first one, the Rome to Florence one was the most expensive train ticket because it was so last minute. But once I saw how the prices are actually cheaper if I book them like at least like 4 days ahead of going, they were cheaper. So then I started booking everything. But yeah, these are like not a big deal. It's just a little bit of money.
Yeah.
But
It adds up.
it adds up. And I think we have a habit of booking very last minute because in Southeast Asia you can. But in Europe, not recommended. I think you should, don't wing it. Plan.
Okay, let's go. Let's talk about the last don't, and then we can ask a few questions, yeah? I mean, answer a few questions.
Okay.
Okay. The last one is don't forget to bring good walking shoes.
Yes. And we're saying this because we didn't plan that well ahead.
We didn't expect to walk that much.
Yeah, I mean, I was wearing Converse for the whole time, and I've been walking in them, like they're comfortable for me, but there's no support, and there's all those cobblestones and all the hills
Stairs.
and when it's raining a little bit, the cobblestones are wet. Like there's like a combination of things where it's not recommended to do that. And I eventually kind of sprained like a toe from walking so much. So my tip is like you should really get some good shoes because you're going to be walking 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 steps.
25,000 a day.
Yeah.
Because a lot of attractions in big cities are walking distance.
We also tried to walk instead of taking the metro because it was just so beautiful outside, and we were lucky we had good weather. So I guess if you go take the metro, you may be walking less, or you take the bus.
But I think walking
is the best
way to explore the cities in Italy.
Yeah, and probably less chance of being pickpocketed too. Because that's when you're in tight spaces.
Oh, you're in the open.
Yeah, when you're in like a metro or in a bus, then we're more like cautious of how we're holding our bags.
This is fun.
Yeah, so this one, we answered this one earlier. Luca said, what was your favorite city and what place you would like to visit when you come back? Yeah, so we answered this one. I think for me, it's San Quirico di Orcia. Like the Val d'Orcia area was my favorite. I actually enjoy Burano a lot too.
Yeah, the colorful village.
So when we walked and explored Venice, it was beautiful to see, and it was really like nice to walk, especially in like these smaller alleyways where there's not that many people. But it was when the next day we went on the Vaporetto to go to Murano and Burano that I feel like, wow, I connect with Venice a lot more because you feel like so free, so open once you like go to the islands out there. So I think if I didn't do the island trips, I think Venice would be missing a little bit of something for me. I think you have to enjoy like the water and the islands in Venice.
I think it's because it's so different from what we have seen images of Venice before. That's why it's like a nice surprise.
We took a photo and then with the canal and then with the sky, and we sent it to my family, and then we said we're in Macau, and then it actually looks like the Venetian in Macau because somehow they have replicated the sky so perfectly in the fake Venices. It is like blue with those little white clouds. Like it was funny when we sent it to them.
But the thing about Venice, if you're gonna go on the gondola, they don't sing.
Yeah, we didn't hear anyone sing.
We didn't hear anyone sing at all.
Yeah.
Unless you have to pay extra for them to sing.
Maybe some people sing, some people don't sing. But I thought part of their training is also to train like vocal. But I'm not sure. But I found out like a lot of them are very good looking. Yeah, right? We were always like, oh, look at that one. He's very good looking. Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's not something I first observed.
Oh, interesting. Just me. Was there something that was completely different from your expectations?
Prices.
Yeah.
They're expensive, but they're not that expensive.
Yeah, I think it's expensive if you are thinking you're going to eat out every single meal.
I should rephrase it.
Okay.
It is expensive, but our expectation was we're going to travel from Italy to Slovenia, to Croatia, to Montenegro, and the price will slowly reduce. So we were thinking that Italy is the most expensive country, but it's the reverse. Italy actually one of the cheapest countries compared to Croatia, Montenegro.
Oh, no, I don't agree with that because it depends on what you're eating, what you're doing. Because like Albania is very
No, I'm not saying
cheap.
Albania. I'm just saying Croatia is significantly more expensive than Italy.
No, for me.
Montenegro is significantly more expensive. you get a main dish for 27 euro.
Yeah,
In Italy, you can get one for 15 euros.
we have a divide on this one. I don't think we see it the same because like in Italy, I feel like you have street food options. So not every single meal is expensive, but you have expensive meals. But in Croatia, because we stayed in Dubrovnik, that is like the most expensive place.
Yeah,
in
but also
Croatia.
Split, also expensive.
Yeah, those places are all expensive, but I think like it depends on where you are. It's like we have to compare like
Well, if you come
Rome to
Montenegro,
Montenegro, but we were staying in Kotor, which is the most expensive place.
yeah, it's expensive. We do notice the price increase as we move outside of Italy. I'm not saying it's like everything is more expensive, but we notice, especially food, is more expensive. Accommodation is cheaper.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, you don't have to agree on this one, but it's, the food is expensive. I find it more expensive.
I just enjoyed that the part where like in Italy you have options. You don't have to sit down for like a 3-course meal every meal. Like Italy for me had more street food options where we sometimes just have a meal for under 10 euro and it's nice, or you go to a place that does like a quick pasta for 10 to 12 euros, and it's nice to have those options because whenever you sit down to eat a full course, like that's going to be very expensive.
Any more questions?
What's your workout routine, Note?
Honestly, during the 2 months trip in Europe, I didn't really work out at all. Gain weight.
We
No,
both gained weight.
gain fat. My weight
Yeah.
stays the same. But now we're back in Thailand. I get to go back to the gym again and eat healthier. Yeah, have somewhat of a routine.
So maybe once we actually have some sort of workout routine, lifestyle routine, it would be a good chance to share it because people ask about your workout routine sometimes and we're not quite ready to share it.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have plans to come to Singapore from the traveling investor?
Yes.
We do, but it's potentially,
We might combine it with some other destination.
like a transit, but maybe we can spend a couple days and then we go somewhere from Singapore.
Because we look into accommodation, it's not cheap.
Yeah, and we keep asking Singaporeans, like, what do you think we would like to do in Singapore? Like, give us some recommendations. And then we don't really get many. Like,
Other than food, I guess.
yeah. So
Yeah.
if you have any recommendations about Singapore, please share with us. We need some ideas on what we might like to do.
Okay. Gary said, where to next? So on YouTube, right now we are in Slovenia, and after Slovenia, we travel to Croatia, and then Bosnia, Montenegro, and Albania, and then we're back to
Back in Thailand.
Thailand, and we'll be posting a lot more Thailand content
Yeah.
after Europe.
Yeah, after Europe. What is the first thing that we wanted to eat when we returned to Thailand?
Pad Kapao chicken.
Pad Kapao. Spicy. We
Oh,
wanted something
yeah,
spicy. We wanted tom yum gong, like tom yum and shrimp. We just wanted spicy, sour, like strong flavors because like Europe for us, the food is very like filling, like it's very full, but it's not spicy and it's a lot of times a bit like full of dairy, and he can't eat dairy, so I think he was struggling a bit.
And it's not spicy enough.
Yeah.
I carry a bottle of Maggi and also a bottle of sriracha hot sauce.
Yeah.
Every time we go to a big city like Florence or Rome, and we go to the Asian stores to stock up on the spices.
Yeah, we stock up on the spices, or sometimes stock up on like Korean instant noodles, because we can go out and eat a meal, and at home we're like, we need something spicy, so we would just like share noodles to get the spiciness. I think that's what is a bit hard, is like we've now changed our taste to be so Thai.
Yeah, yeah. Note, are you going to fight Patty Doyle again someday? Interesting you asked that question, because lately I have been thinking about asking Patty if he wants to rematch.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
The past few weeks, I was like, maybe it would give us a goal
Motivation?
and a motivation to work towards and do a second rematch and start something good, like raising money for something meaningful. The last time we fought, we had the event. We only had 5,000, 6,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and he had about 30.
Yeah, and we are able to
raise $20,000 US dollars
to help 500 families during COVID in Koh Samui. So I might bring it up. He's in Europe right now, so
yeah. He doesn't know. I just found out, so someone go tell Patty. But I think he might have an advantage.
Yeah, he's in shape now. He lost so much weight, and he's been
Yeah.
hitting the gym, doing combat classes.
He's been like body pumping. Like, he gonna kick your butt.
Yeah.
But you said you were gonna start boxing again, or?
Can you go to his channel and leave a comment and tell him that I challenge him for a rematch? See if he replies.
Oh, Andrew. Andrew said we were shocked at the amount of graffiti in Italy.
Yes. It's crazy, especially in big cities. And they're everywhere, not just the walls or the buildings, on glass windows, on someone else's doors.
On a car that has been parked there for a little longer than it should be. Yeah.
On the ground, it's so much graffiti. We were thinking about that when we first got there. We were like, is it
art?
Is it art or is it vandalism?
Yeah.
Because when you look at it, some are beautiful, but some are just random scripts or gang signs or.
Yeah.
So we're not sure. But definitely, in certain areas, it ruins the atmosphere a bit, because there are a lot of old buildings in Italy, hundreds of years old, thousands of years old, and people just spray paint it. So yeah. It's interesting that they not really enforce that though.
I wonder how, because actually when we were walking in Bangkok yesterday, we were also suddenly noticing like there's actually a lot of graffiti too. And Thailand has a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
So then for us, like we were just not like, how can it be enforced? Even with cameras, they're not scared. They can just cover themselves, right? And then they just, so
I would be so mad if I have a business and someone spray painted my my entrance.
But we do have like, because here, so some of it was very pretty, but others were political and not so pretty.
Yeah.
We did end up going to another place in Europe that the video will come in a couple weeks, but the art was used for another purpose. So it wasn't like graffiti, but public art has a
purpose healing.
For healing in communities in some parts of Europe. So that was interesting. We'll share that in a upcoming video.
Someone said, "Note, you're so cute. Thanks, TP."
Thanks, TP. Do you think you'll ever visit Europe for Christmas holidays? I think I would want to go to like Christmas markets and stuff, but
We don't like cold weather.
But like I was struggling in March with the weather. I was really cold. Like I went and bought like sweaters when we were in Rome. The first Uniqlo opened in like
One of the
Rome.
most beautiful Uniqlos we ever been to.
Yeah.
In this very old building with spiral staircase.
So yeah, I went in there and I was just like, I just need a sweater or something, 2 sweaters, because it was cold for me. So we're definitely not quite Canadian enough. Our bodies are more Thai now.
Yeah, we moved to Thailand 7 or 8 years ago now, so we're not
Yeah.
used to the cold
Yeah.
anymore.
Even the AC is cold for me.
Yeah. Oh, we should
Oh, this
mention.
one is a funny one. Did your sense of style or choice of clothing get influenced by how people dressed in Europe?
Hey, look at this. I usually don't wear anything like this.
Has sleeves.
Has sleeves and long pants. I'm only wearing this for this live because after this I'm gonna change into shorts and tank tops and Crocs.
But we did kind of have a little bit of a shopping spree before we went to Europe.
Yeah.
We just felt the need to dress up a little bit, or I got some like accessories and earrings and just need to do a little bit more than usual.
We went on Pinterest to see how people dress in Italy.
Yeah.
And then we started buying a lot of things that we saw on Pinterest and we sent it to our friends, 2 passports, 1 dream, and said that, look, we're ready for Italy trip. We got new clothes. And they were like, do you know that in Italy people just wear normal clothes?
Yeah, and no, they're like, do you know people in Europe just wear normal clothes? I was like,
Yeah.
good point when we were there. But I do think a lot of the things that I bought, it was nice to get comments on because they would be asking like, oh, your outfit looks nice. Where did you get this bag? Where'd you get this jacket? Like, they like my new hair. So it was nice to see comments come in and made me feel like, okay, it's good to put in some effort.
Yeah.
But still, I wasn't buying like expensive stuff. Honestly, 80% of my wardrobe is Uniqlo because it's affordable. It doesn't have like strong branding and it's like durable. So yeah, 80% of my stuff.
And to answer another question that we often get is what kind of camera we use to film. It's this little guy here. It's the Osmo Pocket 3. It's so small and so discreet when we film. And this is it looks big right now because we have the extra battery and the tripod. But once you remove this, look at how small it is.
Yeah.
It's so small. Small and cute. And we often get people coming to us and say, what is that? What kind of camera is that? Where did you get it?
But we also see a lot of people who probably are not like YouTubers or vloggers, like they're just filming.
Use it to capture
just
moments.
using it for like family trips and stuff, and they're using this too. So it's good quality and it's affordable, and it's so much easier for us to just film and enjoy the day without figuring too many things out.
Yeah.
And we also use the mic.
Similar to the one that we have on right now.
So this one is the mic 2. We have now upgraded it a little bit by using, like, you might see in our videos, we have these like lav mics. These are also the same brand, so they're all DJI. So the lav mic just plugs into this, and then we just have this hanging out from the top of our shirts.
Quite discreet.
It's quite discreet, and the quality of the audio is very important to us, and I think this one does a very good job with it. So yeah, I'm happy with our setup now. It's so easy. So easy.
And we have been
go
using
out.
this setup for the past almost 2 years now. A year and a bit.
Yeah. I think it was a good idea, and I'm proud of you for initiating the change, because when you first wanted to get the Osmo Pocket, I think I was actually quite disappointed because we just bought a new Fujifilm camera and we love the quality of it, but then you were like, no, we need to switch to this one so it will make our lives easier. And I was like, no, that means we're eliminating our big camera. And I was like, I don't know.
It's a waste of money.
Yeah, I was a bit upset, but
Now we have options.
now we have options.
We mainly bought this for China trip. Before we went to China, we thought, okay, it's going to be a lot of people in a lot of places we want to film. So carrying a big camera with a big mic on top, we might stand out too much. So we got this.
Yeah, I think this was a really good choice.
Highly recommend.
Yeah, I see.
It's been an
Check right
hour
here.
now, so maybe ask a few more questions and then we can go grab
Ooh,
breakfast.
interesting. So note, are you going to do more boxing matches here? Verda asked. Reach out to Patty Doyle.
Please go to Paddy Doyle channel if you watch him and just leave comments about me challenging him on a rematch. Because we are going back to Samui after this and I'm gonna join a boxing gym and start training.
I think for me, I'm not sure if I'm going to join, but I'm going to start doing some Pilates.
Come for a few times just to try it out. See if you like it.
Oh,
So you can protect me when we travel.
Fanny asked favorite souvenirs. She loves the mushroom earrings. Yeah, those ones are so cute. I wore them a few times, but I definitely can wear them more often because they go with anything, and they're really cute.
We don't buy souvenirs
But yeah,
anymore.
we don't really have the habit
because
of
we don't have a house to put them
yet.
yet. Maybe once we started building a house, drink some water, then we will start buying souvenirs from different countries as a reminder where we travel to. Yeah.
Like right now, I just buy little things, and sometimes we're gifted some things that becomes our souvenirs. But yeah, we don't really buy much. I would love to buy some artwork though in the future.
Yeah.
Travel Unlimited said, I love your Kazakhstan videos. That was a great series, I think. The Central Asia.
We need to go back there.
There's still a lot to explore there for sure. Do you color grade your videos?
Yes. Okay, so this is a great camera, but a lot of the time that when we film, we film on auto, so I don't want to spend too much time color grading, but you still need to do some. It's a bit overexposed and a bit yellow, so I do color grade it. But I have this, I put in Premiere Pro, I have a layer for color grading, and I just copy and paste it and apply it to all the footage. Pretty easy. And I would say mainly we use this camera to do like point and shoot and when we vlog, but a lot of the B-rolls that we take in our video is just the iPhone.
And we don't even have a nice iPhone. We have
iPhone 11.
Mine's a 12,
12?
but yours is a 13 Pro Max, but your zoom lens is broken, so
We're
waiting, not sure.
We're waiting for the 17 to upgrade because this keeps running out of memories.
Wait, is it 17 already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yours is still 12.
I went from the iPhone 7 to the iPhone 12. So 12 to 17, yeah. So every 5 generations, I consider buying an iPhone.
Yeah, I often get a fridge magnet from places I've been gone to. I think I like fridge magnets too.
Yeah, I think they look really nice nowadays. That would be something. Like
When we have a fridge.
But when we consider buying a fridge, we might have to find one that is like
Fridge magnet friendly.
yeah. Okay, we'll answer a couple more questions, and yeah, we'll go have some breakfast because we're in Thailand.
Oh,
and
this
it's
one is
9 in the
cool.
morning.
This one is cool.
From 6227, odd question. If you were to choose something in each other's luggage, he or she should not bring on your trips, what item would that be? That's
thought it would be easy. I thought something would come in mind, but I can't.
Really? I can think of a lot that I think you would say for what I have in my luggage. So I'm like judging myself of like I bring a lot of stuff that I don't use. But then
What
do
is
you
it? I
bring?
can't think of one.
I bring a lot of like supplements.
Yeah. Bottles, like this big bottle.
No, like I like to have
And we carry them everywhere and we rarely use them.
Not true. I finished it, but like I carry like I have my magnesium supplements. I bring digestive enzymes for him because he has like stomach issues a lot of times.
Oh, so it's mainly for me.
It's like both of us. But yeah, I also have like Chinese like medicinal supplements.
And
like-
the big box.
Yeah, and I bring like ground flaxseed and chia seed because sometimes I like add that in yogurt for breakfast. So I have like a bunch of stuff that I feel like you might think is wasting space.
Oh, I know. Toiletries. You have to see Flora's, she has 2 big zip bags.
Hey, that's a common thing. We share the zip bags.
Yeah,
You
but
have,
we
like,
share like
3
toothpaste and stuff. But you have so many small bottles of
Oh
all the
yeah,
makeup stuff, and it's big.
yeah.
2 big
I have
zip
a lot
bags.
of samples.
Takes so much room.
I have a lot of samples of like toners and creams that my mom gives me because I don't like to buy a lot of like skincare. So yeah, I'm using free things basically, and they all come in like little bottles from my mom. But you have like 3 big things of hair wax and hairspray. So I don't know. I feel like it's pretty fair.
No, I'm going through this phase where I'm trying out different hairstyles because I never had long hair like this before, and I don't know how to style it.
Yeah.
I
And
usually
never
shave my
cut-
head really short.
And I never cut my hair, like, not for a long time, at least like 10 years. So I'm still learning how to deal with this.
Me too. I'm still trying to figure out what look do I like.
So that was a funny question. That was a good one.
Okay, one more question.
One more question.
Wow, 170 people watching. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning into like the live, but also for watching all of our other videos and leaving comments for us and just
Yeah.
enjoying them because we are so happy to be able to share our travels with you guys. And sometimes I feel like we just sit and talk about anything and we're not sure if
People would listen.
if it's interesting. So I'm glad that we are able to be ourselves in our videos and you guys enjoy watching it. We don't have to like pretend to be someone else.
Sometimes we do.
In what way? That we're more enthusiastic about something? Thanks to both of you for being an inspiration in your creativity and approach to life. Travel more, be more. Thank you.
We have a lot of exciting plans coming up in the next few months.
Some big changes are coming up, actually. Yeah.
And yeah, stay tuned. We have a few more videos from Europe, and then a big announcement that we are looking forward to share with you all.
And I'm so happy to see some of our channel members in here today, too. So thank you for
Thank
your
you
support.
guys. Thank you for being the members, supporting us.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen. And also, we appreciate you sharing your experience on this live chat today because a lot of times you were able to answer from, when we're not sure what Italians do, you were able to answer that. So that was awesome. Thank you. Another question. Oh, from 6227. He was the one who gave us a good question before. If you were to travel with another travel vlogger that you have not met before but know of, who would that be? And where would you go? Oh, this is different because it's like where we go depends on if we're trying to impress him, then I would say we stick to Thailand. But if we want like a fun experience, then we go wherever they know best. Or it might be fun to go somewhere that we all haven't been before.
Like Africa.
That would be cool.
But I can't think of someone who I want to travel with other than you.
Wow, thank you.
Traveling with strangers
It's tough.
can be stressful.
I agree.
Even traveling with friends or family sometimes can be quite stressful because we all have different preferences. We all like to eat certain things and see certain
Even like
certain
morning
places.
morning routine, like people wake up at different times. They want to have breakfast, don't want to have breakfast.
Yeah.
So it's different. Like if we're traveling with our parents, then we try to like compromise more. And then with friends, it's almost easier sometimes. It's like you do your thing in the morning and then we meet in the afternoon. So it's like it really depends. But I think a travel vlogger that I know of, I think I would enjoy traveling with there's a Thai vlogger that we've been starting to watch. But there's a couple like Pickpockets, like she's a Thai vlogger, but she's very like casual, down to earth. Like I think I would want to travel with a solo female traveler, and know how it feels like to be a solo female traveler, because that would be very different from what we are doing.
Because you want to try to do solo traveling.
I do.
That would be different.
Yeah, might happen soon. Always enjoy your videos and podcasts. Super love both of your style. Thank you. We enjoy doing the podcast a lot, and unfortunately we've been taking a little break again because we had some things that we had to do. Like he had basically
I just got my tooth extracted.
Yeah, so he couldn't talk for a week, but we have to get back to the podcast. Finding a travel companion is difficult.
So,
Okay, I think
should we wrap it up?
yeah. What is for breakfast? Someone asked. Last question.
Sticky rice and grilled pork on a stick.
That sounds good.
For the two of us, it would be about $2. Honestly, we had so much fun traveling to Italy, traveling through Europe, but coming back to Thailand and being able to get a meal for two of us for less than $5 is it brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
Like the money and the value you get here is insane.
But also the convenience. So I think there's one thing that we definitely took for granted when we were in Southeast Asia for so long is it's so convenient to get food delivery, to get things delivered, to send post, to just, I don't know, get whatever you need, like from convenience stores. Places are open really late everywhere. Like all of that we kind of took for granted when we were in Europe. A lot of times it's like, oh, grocery stores are closed on the weekends.
On the weekends.
Or closed at
And
like
we forgot
1.
to stock up.
Yeah. So
we have to rely on boiled eggs for the next 2 days.
Yeah.
And that happened a lot of times.
That happened. So these things, I feel like, wow, I do enjoy living in Thailand. But we also enjoy going out to see other places. And I think that helps us to appreciate, or helps us to choose where we want as our home too. Yeah.
Well, thanks again for tuning in, and thank you, Jen. Welcome to the member.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Oh, welcome.
And if you are interested in supporting us, you can check out our membership. We have 3 different tiers.
Yeah, there are a couple perks there, including like early access to videos, which we try to open the access every like Wednesday or Thursday before the main videos on Saturday. We also just have like stickers and emoji, and we try to answer your comments. But we are thinking like what else we can do to engage our members a bit more. Like there's members only posts. So yeah, we're working on developing that a bit more, and we appreciate all the support.
Yeah. Thanks again for watching.
And have a good night or a good morning, good day, wherever you are.
And don't forget to watch all of our videos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'll go shut it off.
Bye-bye.